The names that built this program are legendary. Lewis, Taylor, Reed, Portis, Kosar, Testaverde. And it is with reverence, respect, and excitement that we welcome you to Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Hurricanes. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. As we'll see the number 3 team in the country, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on the 24th ranked team in the land, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So the Miami Hurricane offense will take the field to get things started. And all eyes will be on this man because he is electrifying every time he touches the ball.
I mean, so much fun to watch. Can hit home runs, can make big plays. Everything in this offense starts.
Fires into traffic. It's picked off. Not able to get loose on the return, but what a play to put his team in business at the 33.
That is not how you drew it up offensively. You want to come out, get some things established, get your quarterback in a rhythm, get the positive mojo going. The opposite just happened. Just made a big mistake. Now you just created so much momentum for the other team. Defense, please come and bail me out.
From the gun, they'll try the middle. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Quarterback on the keeper. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. Running back searching for a hole. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now,
into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Huskers.
and what a push up front by this offensive line. Everyone playing in unison, driving out of their stance, working into the second level, hats on hats, creating a lane for that running back.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll take the return, try to get better field position. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
On 3rd and short, they'll ride the running back here. And works it to the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down. The Canes have this offense rolling. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Guys, in basketball through the years, we've seen the Big Ten ACC Challenge, and it'll be fun to watch this one on the football field.
I think this is going to be a real test of physicality. I know these are two conferences that pride themselves on that, going out and establishing the line of scrimmage. So, David, an interesting X's and O's matchup here in this one.
Yeah, and it's always cool to have those measuring stick opponents. Like, once we start getting deeper in the season and start having the comparison game, well, you have a matchup, a big matchup of a Big Ten school versus an ACC school. This will be used in the college football playoff criteria.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. The Hurricanes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Got his man in the middle.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Fires to the wideout. Caught over the middle. It's York. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricane!
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. And he's able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. On the run from inside his own 5. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Got a little room. Wide open, and it's a foot race. He will score. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. That dude ought to have a lethal sticker on his helmet. Anytime he touches it, it can be a score. He touched it, and it was.
No doubt. Unbelievable speed. And if you're back deep for a kickoff, obviously you've got those wheels. But to be able to get through, and guess what? No flags. You know it's going to count. Great job by the special teams being special.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. They're just about to boot it away full of energy after housing that last kickoff. Bringing it back. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You get
picked off. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Nebraska. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too, now. Look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
He'll bring it out. It's Anderson. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. Offense getting set for first down. The give to the lone running back. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21. 8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. Looking to pass. It's Johns. Floating away. He's going to take off. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. He'll push his way out to the 30, a pickup of 3. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Finds his target down the middle. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run.
And that's why play action is going to be big in this game. You saw how it just frees the second level of that defense just for a second and allowed the tight end to work himself vertically down the field. But how about this?
And the defense gets to the quarterback.
And nice answer by this defense. You give up a big play, you go take a big play. Sometimes you get down on yourselves and one play turns to 2. Nice job by this defense getting a sack, creating some momentum.
Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. They're about to run a dirty half-dozen plays on this drive. Give to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Pulls it in. It's York. And they give him enough for the first down. They'll move the chains, and let's see if they can snap it one more time here in the first. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. Man, that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. Looking to throw, it's Johns. Fires toward the end zone. This is picked off in the end zone, but the officials are saying he was out of bounds. Just an incomplete pass and a huge break for the offense. Let's see if they go back to the air on 2nd and 10 from the 28. Skips away from pressure. He'll try to do it himself.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Headed to the end zone, and he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Miami!
Anytime you've got a successful run play on the ground, you've got to have great blocking up front. The offensive line, receivers, everybody doing their job, and that helped lead to the home run.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every 3rd down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. They feed him again. They stop him cold. Maybe gets a yard to the 34.
I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Makes the grab. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. The Huskers are on the move. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
And he's but not before he gets enough for the first down. And the Huskers come to the line with a new set of downs. From the gun, to give, looking for room. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the first down before they finally get him on the ground. Snap's going to come from the 23 on 1st and 10. They're getting this guy lathered up. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a first down. The Cornhuskers look to do some damage in the red zone. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. They'll switch it up here and look to throw. And they'll finally track him down and shove him out at the 2.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy. Because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can build on this lead before the break.
And how about that? That's 2 really good plays in a row by this defense. They gave up a lot of yards to get down here, going their necks up. It's most important when you get in this area. 2nd and goal.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Huskers!
His defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
And the extra point is good for a 28-14 lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
2 very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Charlotte came away with the win today, but not in dominant fashion. In fact, the folks in the Queen City had to sweat things out for much of the day. Could have been better, but certainly could have been worse. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. To the air, it's John. Quick strike complete. Snowed under by the defense. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. They'll try to get the first through the air. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. He would have loved to make the big return there, but he still gives his team the ball at the 37.
I tell you what, I don't know if I'm going to try him much more. Goodness gracious, you can tell he's ready for what he's seeing. 2nd interception. I would not throw near that guy anymore. You might want to try the other side of the field.
Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Fires into traffic, intercepted. Looking for more room. 30. The 10. Touchdown, Canes. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. Just one moment, and all of a sudden, the fortunes turn.
You're in a position where you're about to give up points, and now you flip that around and you put points on the board. Perfectly executed. What do you do in an interception? First guy blocks the intended receiver. Everybody else starts to form a wall where the ball's going. Nice blocking, nice interception, nice return for the touchdown.
And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive, throwing a pick 6, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain. The Huskers want to move quickly. From the shotgun, the inside give. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. They go to the ground. And he's down at the 41. That's a 1st down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll leave it with him. And they picked up 9 on 1st down. It'll bring up 2nd and short. Offense, quick tempo. Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. Hits him in stride inside the 10. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Cornhuskers!
Hey, you got to have your big boys up front, creating you some time, buying you some time, and he starts all the way on the right side, comes to the left. What do you have to see? You have to see the coverage as you come across the formation. He runs to green grass, finds space, QB leads him. Nice, big, explosive play for this offense.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
Just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You have got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision.
To the air, it's Johns. Finds a soft spot in the middle. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. Looks like we've got a terrific start from there in beautiful Miami Gardens. And if you thought that was a quick first half, you'd be right on the money. An offensive showcase, yes, but it's been those dynamic running backs who have set the pace. I'm curious to find out if this ground and pound approach is going to continue into the second half, or if one of those defenses will actually show some pride. With that said, let's send it back to the guys in the shadows of South Beach.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. And the Hurricanes will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement. Proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Dragged down after a pickup of 5 out to the 35.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical, they wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Trying to pick it up on the ground. Love to see these third down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. And the Huskers have it with a 1st and 10. He leaves it with his back. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
You know, when you're running counter, those offensive linemen crashing down, they've got to be able to pin those interior D linemen. They couldn't get it done there. They gave up too much penetration, and that led to the tackle for loss.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. The Cornhuskers will send out the punt unit. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. He will not make a fair catch. Field the punt and bring it back. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. And now the offense will come onto the field again. Out of the gun, the inside give. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Back to pass, it's Johns. Finds the tight end. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one. Now a 1st down from the 45-yard line. He's looking to throw it. Going to try to pop one on the screen. Not able to break the big one on that screen to the running back, but he found enough and a solid pickup on 1st down. Trying to convert this 2nd and short. The give out of the gun. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. And the Canes are moving quickly down the field. The RPO, fire complete to the left. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
And this offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
Caught near the sticks. It's Johnson. He is down at the one. A terrific run after the throw and catch. And the Canes will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. They'll run it. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Hurricane! Oh, the offense shows some life here and cuts into the lead with that score.
And, man, they needed it. They had to have something to go right. Listen, still down, but this is a great start to getting back in this ball game.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. The inside handoff. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
And when I can run the football like that on 1st down and create 2nd and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
He's got it down the left. Afterburner's coming. Touchdown, Nebraska! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. Well, I'm not sure who was closer to the receiver there, the defensive backs or us here in the booth.
That was great execution on offense. Receiver wins the route one-on-one, shows off his speed, gets himself wide open. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that ball. Nice job.
He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives... And they knocked him down almost immediately.
What a fantastic play there from the linebacker position. You think about guys like Trev Alberts, Levante David, some of the Nebraska greats playing the linebacker spot. Those guys were able to run. And because of that, they could get to the quarterback when blitzing. This guy with his speed is a guy that they need to deploy time and time again, getting after the quarterback. He's got some wheels.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the 1st down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. He's going to reach for a long one, a 52-yard attempt. And it's right down the boulevard. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Boston College stomped a mud hole en route to a double-digit win, and they did it outside of Chestnut Hill. That speaks to the way this coach has galvanized this team and the direction this program is heading. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. That'll be a gain of... The running back here. 27.
I like the quarterback making the decision quickly. I'm going to give it. I'm not going to throw the football off the RPO and just let my back get some positive yards. You're getting 5+ yards. That is a great job by the offense. Continue to stick with that.
Brings up. And the offense with no intention to draw the defense off sides. They want to run on 4th down. Try to get it on the ground. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. That's a first down for the offense. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. First down to start the drive after the break. They'll ride the hot hand. Just willed his way for a couple out to the 35.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead. The offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Looking to pass on 2nd down. He's in a world of trouble, and down he goes. A catastrophic loss on that play. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. The Huskers will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker who is so important to this team.
They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. Going with the ground game left. Running with power. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. After getting moved back, it's 1st and 20. Wants to throw. It's Johns. He's got his man. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Now here on 2nd down, see if they keep tossing it around.
And that's why this running back's a big weapon here, right? Because not only can he run the ball, but he can catch it too. Even running flat routes when you know the ball's going to be in the air a long way, he can adjust to it, make something good happen after the catch. And quite honestly, they need him because they've thrown a couple of picks now in this game. They've got to find a way to get this guy more involved.
A little less room to work with now as the ball's at the 28 and it's 3rd and long. A shot toward the end zone. And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. He's knocked down in the backfield.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking really good.
Drives into the pile just to pick up a 1. They'll spot it at the 10. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place trying to help their defense. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Complete downfield. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. And the Huskers with the 1st and 10. They're trying to get to him. Stopped after a pickup of 4. Good run to get it out to the 34.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run. When they're going between the tackles, this defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
He's going for the big play. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. Off he goes. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Husker! They build this 4th quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation, and they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet, and that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good, and the lead swells to 16, and it's getting late. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Miami, 31.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. 1st down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. He wants to throw. Makes the grab down the middle. Coming out, attacking from deep in their own end, and they're out at the 26 for the 1st down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. To the air on 1st down. Grabs it in the middle. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Looking downfield, it's Johns. Trying to get to him. And that's just a flat misfire, not even close to his receiver. Now this offense facing a 3rd and long from their own 30. The aerial assault continues. Got his man on the right. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down.
Miami.
The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Coming after him. That quarterback was doing his best. Houdini escaping in the backfield, but the defense finally gets to him.
Brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Wide open downfield. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Wants to throw on 1st down. Makes his connection. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the 1st down. The Canes moving quickly to the line. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The 1st down sack pushes the ball back for this long 2nd down. Looking to throw, it's Johns. Finds his man down the middle. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. Got to get to the line quickly for this 3rd down play. DBs will try to keep everything in front. With the catch, it's York. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. The offense uses a timeout, 20 ticks remaining. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. Throws to the wideout. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Miami!
There we go. There's step one. There's a lot of things that needs to happen for this offense, but they started with the touchdown. Time's ticking out. We got to go for 2 here. Cut this to 8, where we maybe can get another score and get that 2-point conversion to tie.
Time is against them. Still down by 2 scores, but they'll line up for the onside kick. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming. Well, this was an offensive showcase out there today. We thought it would be a high-scoring game, and it certainly delivered.
If you love offense, then you love this type of game. Both offenses going up and down the field, seemingly at will. Throwing the ball, running the ball. But, David, I feel like if you're a fan of defense, maybe this wasn't your cup of tea.
More defense optional. You didn't really get too much of that stuff, but, listen, you got to get a few stops late in the game. You got to get just kind of one stop with this many points that was being scored. You got the stop late. That's why you got the dub.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.